What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Try to slip in the conversation on Saturday. Just got done watching the Fury. What's the dude's name? Pulev fight. Man, god dog. Fury looked like garbage. Pulev got some hella fight elbows though. What's good, man? Let's try to see if we can get some people in the chat. I see there's 11 people in the chat. What's happening with y'all? I got me just so you know. I got me a little glass of wine sitting here, man. So actually, I just finished one. So if I speak slow, that's because I'm sipping on. That's because I'm sipping on the red. Might go get me another one, man. If I walk out the room, dog, that's why I walked out the room. What's going on, Black Camp TV? John, what's going on, Manuel Iglesias, man? Let me move back up here, man. Say what's up to all the good people out in the boxing world, man. I want to talk a little boxing. I was trying to wait on. I wanted to do one with blood boxing or retro boxings and documentaries, but he wasn't available because he's watching Florida Gators with a family member. So I wanted to, I didn't have time, man. I figured that I'm on this wine. I might be too tipsy by the time that shit happens. Non-fiction on point for big homie. What's good, Jamal Wright? John DeJean, what's going on? Harold Jones, Emmanuel Iglesias, man. What's happening with you? I'm good, man. I'm enjoying today. Brian S., what's going on? Pasha Blaine, man. What's happening, man? HC Boxing, what's going on? H-Town 713, Big Snack Pack, El Fenici, Real Talk 90. I'm chilling, man. I'm having a great day, man. I'm having a great day. Can't wait for these fights tonight. Carly Crush said, put Richard Pryor on pause to listen to Fanon. Hey, gotta respect. Hey, you gotta respect. Man, I need to listen to some Richard Pryor, man. Me and my daughter were looking for some stuff to watch last night, but I couldn't do it, man, because I didn't think of. God, like I said, I had some wine. So if I sound crazy, man, forgive me. I couldn't think of anything good to watch, man. Me and my daughter I need to watch some Richard Pryor with my daughter. Mark Blake, what's good, man? Native Black Faculty Boxing. I'm chilling, man. Y'all hit the like button. That's what's up. I appreciate it. Man, I love talking to cats in the Ldbc, man. It is a wonderful, wonderful experience to have, man, and know that you can come on. Yes, I got some Total Wine. Dang, I should go grab my wine. I'm drinking some the fuck is this shit called? God dog, I can't even remember. It's some shit it's something out of Australia. Strong as a mug, though. What's going on? Head to gut. What's going on, man? Head or gut nice. What's going on? Sign of the times. Macadon, Wilton Henry, man. What's good? Riga stops him in 3. Oh, he gonna run for 5. He gonna run for 5, dog. Who else is fighting tonight? What's going on, Frank Sparty? Branachek is fighting. And of course, on HBO, there's going to be, the culmination of HBO boxing. Something that's sad, but to me, it's like your 120-year-old grandmother that passes away. She was in more pain, and she's in a better place. So that's what I feel about HBO boxing. It was in pain, and now it's in a better place. But that's going to be Deverenchenko versus Jacobs. Great fight too, though. For now, when does the fight start? The fight starts in about an hour and a half. I was watching the Boxing Voice interview with Tim Smith. Big things to come. Got my notification. I had to roll through. That's what's up. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I haven't actually heard. I listened to Shout out to Barbershop Conversations, man. I was listening to Barbershop Conversation talk about what Tim Smith said about the Fox portion of it. Man, if there's going to be 3 fight cards a month from Fox, I think there's going to be at least 2 from HBO. Man, they're going to dominate the game. PBC is going to dominate the game, man. So enjoy all this PBC hatred. You know what? I'm falling into that trap, man. Enjoy all this PBC criticism while it lasts, dude, because they're about to blow this stuff out the water, man. Because they have all the fighters. If they got all the fighters and all the fight dates, you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot of fights with good fighters in them. Some of them might be one-sided, might not be the fights that you want to see, but I'm excited, man. I'm glad to see that they're putting some stuff together for 2019. And like I said, man, I'm an unabashed fan of the PBC. I want these cats to do well, man. Kevin Oboya said, "What the fuck? I'm tripping. What you tripping about?" Jamal Rice said, "Come on for now. One cup of wine ain't gonna do nothing to you, OG." She. Did I say I was on my first cup? I don't think I said I was on my first cut, man. Don't make no assumptions, homie. Don't make no assumptions. I'm trying to do my best not to finish off this bottle. You know what I mean? Roy Tabor said, "Call me crazy, but I want to see." Man, I cannot pronounce the new fight on the undercard. Maybe O'Sullivan, Lemieux, their fights learn to set up shots better than he could. Could be a good, fun fighter. Okay, man, you're putting me down on that, man. I'll have to check it out, man. If you passed out, link to colored folks. Fanon, I'm wifeless and childless today. I'm free. I ain't wife and childless. I got my kid right in the other room, man. I might go grab my bottle up out of the kitchen, man. Oh, dude, they hating on the PBC. Something fierce, man. Something fierce, man. Something fierce. And hey, it must be, man. You know, I will keep some shit. I ain't gonna spread nonsense, man. But dog, some of y'all cats hating on cats that like the PBC. God, dog, come on, man. What's going on, Nino Brown? Did you say HBO? What I missed? Oh man, you didn't miss nothing. I just said it's their culmination. This is HBO's funeral tonight, man. You know, we get to kiss them goodbye, Holmes. You know what I mean? It's a wrap. It's a wrap for HBO. Like I said, they're like, you know, it's like the 120-year-old grandmother. You miss her, but she ain't gonna be in pain no more. You know, you ain't gotta change her. You ain't gotta pull out that bedpan from up underneath her. She ain't known who you were for the last 20 years. It's time for her to go back and be with her husband, be with her mother and father, and that's what I feel about HBO. You know what I mean? That's what I feel about HBO. Hey, give me like 2 seconds. Stay in the chat real quick. I just got to do one quick thing, and then I will show you cats. And that is because it's Saturday, and I'm gonna enjoy this drink real quick. So hold on 1 second. Oop, I was about to do something. Hold on. Oop, look at Ali's picture for 2 seconds. I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to all right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, Black Ham TV. I went with my dude. That's my guy right there. That's Muhammad Ali. That's my dude, 100%, 100 miles an hour. But this, my friends, is what I'm drinking today. I got off the liquor. I ain't been hitting the liquor. I've been doing the wine. But I'm going to pour myself a little glass of this off to the side. Talk some boxing. Get used to. Yes, sir. Here we go. All right, now we're back in here, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I'm enjoying this boxing tonight. R.I.P. the greatest Ali all day, every day, man. Fanon taking swigs. Yes, sir. I am. What's World Breaker fighting? Hey, World Breaker, man. I shoot you the link, man. If somebody wants a link, man, let me know. And with your email in there, man, we can talk this boxing today. I think we only got like an hour and a half before it pops on, man. So, Fanon, salute my family. I'm sipping that salted caramel crown. Woo-ee. Yes, sir. All righty. Ty Lake in the building. Lala D in the house. Hold on, man. Let me get my dude quick little link here, man. Hold on. World Breaker. Brandon, what's your email, dude? Hold on, man. I don't know. McCullen, you might be. Hey, dog. We got to see. We got to see. All right, hold on. World Breaker fighting. There you go, man. JC, Will Link, you been Will Gray, man. You been on the chat before? B Max said the new setup is dope. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. This is me chilling in my office, man. I actually got my wipe stuff up on the wall, man. I probably shouldn't have that there. Hopefully, y'all can't see it. You can't pick her up. You can't pick her out up in there. I follow Ldbc. Hey, man, hit me on my email, man, and let's chop it up. Let me see you sometimes. Jamal, okay, you got all right. Here you go. Here you go. This is what I thought was going to happen. You got Eagles that ride or die with Spence because this clown ass Nate Jones says some BS. Now is acting like they don't. What do you think about that, dude? Let me tell you something, man. Hey, what's going on, World Breaker Fight, man?
What's up, bro?
Hold on. Damn, I can't hear you, so that means I need to do this. Hey, what's going on, World Breaker Fight, man? And I need to do that. All right, you good? They say something, World Breaker.
I'm solid as a rock.
All right, that's what's up. All right, let me tell you, Jamal Wright. Look, man. How can I say this about people that want to hate on Errol Spence?
Get over it.
Like a dick up till you hiccup. That's what I think, dog. It's like a dick up till you hiccup. All right. Now that ain't talking about like my boy Blood. I know what Blood is doing. Right. See, some of y'all falling for that. I know what Blood's doing. Blood is trying to even out the playing field. I was supposed to have Blood on here, man. So hopefully Blood will be able to jump on. Blood is trying to even up the playing field. He don't like to see somebody lean too hard and put a lot of pressure on, Errol Spence. Give a lot of credit to Errol Spence, but not, hold Errol Spence responsible for making this fight. So here's my thing. People that want to have an issue with the fight not being made next with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., hey, man, I feel you. You know what I mean? I feel you 100%. Cats want to act like this dude is all of a sudden an alcoholic coward. Like I said, it's like a dick up till you hiccup. You know damn well that dude ain't no damn coward. And you don't know what is in his limit. Why you calling him alcoholic? Hold on 11 seconds. Let me see something.
Yep. I need to go downstairs and go get my vodka.
Hey, make a run. Hey, we hanging out, dog.
Hey, we'll be advertising like this is.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, look, but that's my take on it, man. I mean, look, man. Terrence Crawford's a hell of a fighter, man. Yeah, Terrence Crawford's a hell of a fighter, man. But come on, man. Just because Errol Spence ain't doing something you want to do him right now does not make him a coward. It don't make him an alcoholic. Fanan, you might as well say that AJ ain't no coward. It's a big difference. I'm glad you brought up the AJ because that's one of the worst comparisons in my mind that's being made. Mm-hmm. When Terrence Crawford offers Errol Spence, when they're in a negotiation, if Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. are in a negotiation, and you're hearing Bob Arum say, "I just sent them an offer for $50 million," and they said no, Errol Spence Jr. is offering me $500,000 for the fight. And he said, if Terrence Crawford keeps talking, I'll just freeze him out of the belts.
Be right back, bro.
Yeah, no worries. Is that what Errol Spence Jr. said? Is he anywhere near that? No, he's not anywhere near that. Right now, it's like, you're just jumping way ahead. You got a legitimate argument, but don't go too far with that shit. You know what I mean? What's going on, Marlo's Corner? You got a legitimate argument, but don't go too far with it. Sometimes when we really trying to make our point, we go too far with it. That's too far. Okay? Terrence Crawford's manager did not offer Terrence Crawford did not offer Errol Spence. Errol Spence didn't offer Terrence Crawford an offer that was a low ball. One. Number two, Terrence Crawford is not the only welterweight champion. There's only two champions at heavyweight. There is Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. And I didn't have an issue with Anthony Joshua when he fought Joseph Parker. And I didn't have an issue with Anthony Joshua when he fought Vladimir Klitschko for the vacant WBA belt. We are right now, if you want to compare Errol to Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford situation, we are right now where Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua were when after Anthony Joshua beat Charles Martin. Because that was the point at which you had a WBO champion who was somebody else. The WBA was somebody else. And Anthony Joshua had just beaten Charles Martin. So if I had been on Anthony Joshua's neck since the fight after Charles Martin, then yeah, I could say, you could say, oh, well, Fanon, you were on him. This ain't the same situation. You got two other champions, and ain't nobody made an offer to anybody, man. That's just a shitty analogy, dude. Seriously, man, you get just thrown the fuck out of that. That's just not the same thing, dude. That's not quite apples and oranges. You know what I mean? It ain't apples and oranges. It's more like grapefruit and oranges. You know what I mean? Like they're both citrus and they're both fruit. Like the two aren't fighting. We want to see the fight. That makes it the same thing? Hell no. Jamal Wright, what do you think about this beef between Goodfella and Black Fight Fan TV? I'll give you my opinion on it. I think Black Fight Fan TV is very honest about what he thinks. I think that he's the type of dude that will tell you exactly what he thinks. And if he's in the wrong about something, he would apologize for it. And he deserves more respect than what was given. I think Goodfella, CJ is a good dude. I think that he's very good at breaking down fights. I enjoy his channel a lot. I don't always agree with him, but I constantly give him, ask people to subscribe to him. I still say subscribe to him. The dude has got a lot to offer in the sport of boxing. But I'm fucking damn near 50 years old. I don't have time for beef shit like that. You know what I mean? Black Fight Fan TV does his entire videos, his whole show, and don't ever mention anybody's name. And I don't think, I just don't think that shit's necessary, man, at all. You know what I mean?
I don't get to drink very often, so I cradle this like a baby.
It's all good. Yeah. I just don't think that, I don't think that's a good look, man, because I'm only reason I'm talking on it, man, is because I've sent a lot of people to subscribe to CJ's channel. And I listened to the video that you guys are talking about, since this is an Ldbc conversation. I'll let you know, I usually don't do this shit when some moron leaves videos about like that. But it took me half the video to understand whether he's talking about me or not. Because I do videos in the morning. I talk about the politics of boxing. I don't always talk about and break down fights. And I was listening what did I do to deserve this? My show comes on right after Trill Boxing Talk. So it took me a while before I realized that he wasn't talking about me. So that's how I felt about it. It took me about 40 minutes of listening to it because I was hoping he wasn't talking about me. Because I don't want to break down fights. I don't feel like breaking down fights all the time. There are people that are better at that than me.
Yeah.
If I want to hear somebody break down a fight, I'm going to go listen to Zine Richardson. And if I feel like talking, I talk what the fuck I want to talk about. Period. But I never did nothing to that dude. I didn't do anything but send people to his channel. And it was literally that whole conversation for me. I don't know about other people because other people don't have morning talk shows right after Trill Boxing Talk that talk only about, they talk about politics of boxing and the business of boxing. I didn't know if he was talking. I didn't understand why I literally listened for 15 minutes and didn't understand why he was shitting on me. Because I had never done anything but send a dude. I had never done anything but send people to his channel to subscribe to him. And I know what happened between Blood and what happened with Black Fight Fan TV, but those dudes are 6'5", 260-pound dudes that if they want to beef and yell at each other, they can do that shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's what I thought about it, man. And I have a lot of respect. I think CJ Goodfellow is a good dude. I think he's a very bright guy. I think he works very hard. I've always been impressed with his work ethic. Um, but I don't think Black Fight Fan TV deserved that. I don't, because he's honest. And I've disagreed with Black Fight Fan TV a number of times in my mind, you know. But he's an honest dude. And there's something to somebody that is going to tell you, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm an Errol Spence Jr. fan. That's my boy. I ride with him. So you're going to take a shit on him. I'm going to get mad about it. He's telling you the truth. Just like Errol Spence Jr., as much as I didn't like what that dude said, I didn't like what Errol Spence Jr. said about, hey man, this is what the deal is. But I'm listening to him like, you know, he could have lied. He could have done an Anthony Joshua. Since people want to compare Anthony Joshua to Errol Spence, Anthony Joshua lied. Anthony Joshua said, if you give me $50 million, I'll accept that shit tomorrow. He got his $15 million and he still ran out. So, you know, that's my take on that. And like I said, hey, go subscribe to Goodfellas, you know, go subscribe to him, subscribe to Black Fight Fan TV, enjoy everybody. But, you know, since this, like I put Ldbc on it, and I might take the video down after I get done. It took me a long time to figure if he was talking about me. And I never said anything bad about the dude or did anything bad to him. So I don't understand. I was absolutely perplexed. The dudes like the cat out of Taiwan and other guys that leave videos like that, you know, they don't bother me because I know what they're doing. That one, it took me a little while to understand what was good. To finally, like, oh, at the end, you're talking about K-Hope. Okay. Call K-Hope. I got the phone. I got his number. I called him. Hey, man, I don't like this. Why'd this happen? Or, hey, Blood, I don't like this. See this? I guarantee you, if anybody really wants to get in contact with K-Hope, they can pick this up and then call him. And they can say whatever they want to say to that dude. And he will answer the phone. And he will say what it is. How can I not respect a dude like that? Anyway, yeah. So let me get back to my drinking. Hey man, what you want to talk about? What you want to talk about World Breaker fighting?
I guess no dams right now. We can talk about anything. I'm having this lovely San Mateus Legato tequila with the lemon cube. God dog.
Oh,
try
damn.
that.
Oh, you're trying to lay it out, huh?
Hey, bro, I own nightclubs. I know how to fix a good drink.
Ooh-wee.
Sometimes a good drink is just the simplicity of it all. So, hey, this will get you right.
Yes,
don't abuse
sir.
it. You know, don't abuse it, but it'll definitely get you right. Man, how do you feel about this Jacobs? What do you think? How do you think this Jacobs Derevyanchenko fight is going to go?
Oh man, I favor Jacobs, man.
See, I favor Derevyanchenko.
First of all right. Hey, look, man. Like I said, man, I might take the video down. How can I not ride with Jacobs, man? I like that dude. You know, he might be, like I said, I like the PBC dude. You know, went over there to the zone, whatever. I didn't like it. I wish he went over to Showtime, but I got to get a dude. I like Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs can fight. I'm wishing the best for Daniel Jacobs. I actually hope he wins. Although it will definitely give some of these annoying ass Eddie Hearn fans something to cheer about. You know, I just think he's tall. I think he's got more experience. I think he's got a lot of versatility. He's got good power. I think Derevyanchenko's a little, because he's shorter. And the fact that they have the same, like Derevyanchenko's coach, which is Rozier. What's Rozier's first name?
Derek. I thought it was Derek Rozier.
If Derek, I'm not sure.
Or I knew a Derek Rozier in high school. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think it's Derek, but Andre Rozier, not Rozier.
Yeah, it is Andre Rozier.
Yeah, Rozier. That is Derevyanchenko's coach, and the fact that he's going to be in that corner tells me these guys are going to have a real good game plan for him. And Jacobs is fighting at home, so I give Jacobs the advantage in a unanimous decision, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. Derevyanchenko being shorter, I've watched a few of his fights in the last few days. I think if he can miss the body work, there might be a surprise there as far as scoring goes. I think Danny Jacobs has looked bad in his last couple of fights, man. And I'm not sure about him. I don't know if the Triple G fight has taken a lot out of him or not, but it seems to be that way. Just on the safe bet is to go with Jacobs because of everything that you said. But hell, I'm drinking. I got to commit to it. I'm on the Derevchenko end. I'm gonna go that way.
That's all right, man. So let's you want to make a bet?
I don't bet, sir.
Make it a gentleman's bet, man. I ain't gonna lose no money.
Me neither. Bet. Yeah, go ahead. Let's do that.
All right, you got to say. I'm gonna tell you like I told. This is the bet I like to make. If I'm right and Jacobs win, you got to say on your next video 20 times before you start it. Fanon knows boxing better than I do. Fanon knows boxing better than I do.
Fanon knows boxing better than I do now.
Nah, hey, I don't think so, man. You know your stuff, dog.
I boxed, so it's a little different being inside and outside of it. So,
oh yeah, all day, man. See, that's another thing dude, about breaking down fights. I don't like doing that shit.
Yeah,
because I know how to break down the tennis match. Like I can break that shit. I can. Or here, put it this way. Like when you know something really well. Like I know how to break down. I know how to break down a contract really, really well. Right. And I listen to cats talk about deals and this shit. And I don't always say it, but I'm like, you ain't never read that shit before. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
So I always feel like if I start saying like, why do I think Jacobs is going to win versus Derevchenko is going to win? I always feel like there's an Eddie Futch out there listening to me. Like, yeah, I can agree with that shit, but you're a fucking moron, Fanon. So I don't ever want to do the shit. Yep. I'd rather do what I can do well. I can talk about the gossip. Let's fucking gossip.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes the most experienced people are often the worst prognosticators.
Dude, so that's when these morons talking about how they, and I'll get to the comment section in a second, man. But you know what always strikes me? These motherfuckers are like had been in the boxing ring and they talk to you like, oh, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you ain't never fought before? If having fought in a boxing ring meant you knew exactly what was going to happen in the fight, then they would shut down Vegas because all the fucking trainers would drive them broke.
Right.
Motherfuckers how can you be a champ? If that's true, then there wouldn't be any trainers and gambling debts. And I know them motherfuckers be losing their shirts. Don't act like you know what the fuck is going to happen, dog. This shit's a real fucking fight. Anything can happen,
That's true.
But did you see Fury? Did you see Fury versus
Pulev?
Fuck is that shit?
Pulev? No, E-King Fight News is on my show. I stopped my show to watch your show, and E-King came on and told me about the fight. I'm totally Jacobs Derevchenko today. I don't care about anything else. He told me it was a DAZN card. Lawrence Williams told us it was a DAZN card.
You're not gonna watch Regis Prograis?
I might. I'm
not.
So
you gotta stream it, dog. You gotta stream it, dog. Come on, you can't miss Regis Prograis.
Hey,
that's the best fight of the night. They got the 140s. Branachek is fighting, and Branachek's fighting and Prograis fight. It's the World Boxing Super Series. That's the good thing about DAZN.
Oh,
I ain't watch it on DAZN.
No, I go to watch it. VIP League.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna be VIP leaguing it really quickly.
Absolutely. Hey, but I'm gonna tell you one time, y'all keep shitting on Eddie. You keep shitting on Anthony on Errol Spence for no good reason. I'm gonna take my ass over to Eddie's side. All right. Shit, I'm sick of this shit. I ain't making any more videos about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., dog. But some of y'all going way over the top, dog. Yeah. Way over the top. An alcoholic coward. Just think about what you actually are calling this dude. You just called this dude an alcoholic coward because of some shit that Bob Arum said.
People don't have anything better to do right now. It's a lull in the boxing community.
It must be. It must be. Let's get back to this comment section real quick, man.
Okay.
Cass said, I can't find a stream for Prograis. Let me do something for you, man. I will definitely be getting rid of this. This stream will not be here after I get done because I'm always worried about causing some type of damn problem. But
hey, man, I played all types of rap music today, and I
so
deleted the stream immediately. Oh, as soon as I got off, I deleted it. Well, I was on there for about 45 minutes doing the thing. Now I'm not sleeping on
here. Try this one. Anybody want to try one? Try this one. I'm gonna put it in there. All right, and somebody can copy that and share it with more people, because if y'all keep asking for it, I'm not gonna put that shit in there again. But that's a link. That's the shit that I'm gonna watch. Right. Fury Styles said, "What did I miss on the PBC fight schedule?" Man, check out my man Barbershop Conversations, Fred from Barbershop Conversations. There, and also there's an interview on the Boxing Voice where they talked about the fight cards. Basically, they're on just the Fox portion of the Fox portion of the PBC contract has 3 fight cards. I think he said 3 fight cards a month for the year, and like 3 or 4 Fox pay-per-views. And so then you're going to get that, and you get the Showtime more than other than maybe the month. And here I'm quoting what Fred from Barbershop Conversation said. With the exception of October, it's just going to be every weekend's going to be packed full of PBC fights. So you're going to wind up having a situation where the Zone and these guys are going to have to compete with them. Every fight that they're going to make, they're going to have to compete with a PBC card.
Well,
and they're not going to, and they're not going to. That's just not going to play well, because Fox is like ESPN. Everybody has it.
It's potentially 52 fight cards next year for the PBC, correct?
Yeah, 52. There's a fight card a week. I mean, if they strung them out, I'm sure they'll probably, it probably will be some weeks where there's not, but it's crazy, man. Their schedule is crazy, dude, which might be why you get this sense of, look, man, we planning our schedule out for next year because we got all this money and we got all these dates. We're about to plan them out this way, this way, this way. And, some good fights that you want to see are going to fall by the wayside. But, like I said, man, I'm amped. Because this year was, yeah. This has been a type of year, man. let me go to the comment section real quick, man. I'm gonna go to the end back. Biased or unbiased boxing talk. From what a couple people are saying around Spence in his training camp, they don't think he can beat him at this. They don't think that he can beat him at this moment. Hey, let me promise you something. Dude, I've talked to people in Spence that are close to the Spence camp. They think they can beat him. They laugh about that fucking fight. Okay? I've heard, and I don't say who I talk to or whatever, dude. They are not afraid of that dude, man.
No.
The people that count are not afraid of him, man. I can't tell you who Sam Watkins' second cousin has to say, but dog, come on, man. Let's stop that shit. I mean, you can go with it, but I'm not going to go with it. This Errol Spence really is afraid. He didn't make the fight. Man, you guys are blowing up Terrence Crawford, man. You're blowing him up. And that's cool. I appreciate it. But come on, man. What would make you believe that you heard yourself? That you've heard and seen yourself? That would tell you that this dude is afraid. This dude don't think he can beat Terrence Crawford. This guy hasn't had anybody go to the distance with him in 10, 12 fights, man. It's been like 3 years since anybody went the distance, man. I mean, I've heard what people are saying, and I've talked to people in that camp too. They're not afraid, man. They think Terrence Crawford is too small. That's what their thing is. But they're going to make a lot of money. But here's the thing. When is Terrence Crawford going to call for that fight? Does Terrence Crawford think he can beat Errol Spence? You don't know it out of his mouth. I bet you he does think he can beat Errol Spence. And I believe Errol Spence thinks he can beat Terrence Crawford. But putting like fantasy words in people's mouth, people around the camp. Dude, let me tell you, I'm around the camp and I don't know shit. I promise you, I'm around the camp. I've talked to people in the camp. I don't know shit. What does Derrick James think about it? What does Errol Spence think about it? But all this shit happened as soon as he. Come on, man. Stop. I want to see the fight as much as anybody else, man. But there ain't no need to try to act like somebody's running. Not everybody's running, dude. Yeah, Bomac said we want Spence. Okay, great. So what? What does that have? What does that have to do? What does that have to do with what Errol Spence thinks he can do in that fight, man? Y'all have no clue what that dude thinks he can do in that fight. And this is what I'm saying. Blood is my dude. And I've been listening to Blood for, I don't know, has it been 10 years? I might have been a subscriber to Blood's channel for 10 years. When it's blood boxing to blood boxing returns to retro boxing, I know what Blood is. I know what Blood is doing. When Blood is sick of somebody, he ain't giving him any fucking credit. And he'll tell you, nah, dude, I think this dude, I'm sick of this. Y'all trying to blow this dude up. I think the dude's on steroids. Did you hear Blood say when he said, he's like, hey, I'm going to join in there. I think he got puppy nipples, and maybe he don't. Maybe he is on juice. Blood don't mean literally everything that he says in there. So don't take that and run away with it like, oh, we know he's scared. We know. Fuck no. Come on, man.
You know, the way I feel about it is I see a difference in physical ability between Crawford and Spence. They have the same level of athleticism, in my opinion, but it's a different grade of athleticism. You know, where, you know, basically, if you put it in track terms, Terrence Crawford's a 400-meter runner, and Errol Spence is a 200-meter runner. And I don't mean that as far as endurance of the fight. I mean that as far as power. You know, power that's being delivered to the fight. I feel like short distance runners are more powerful sprinters, even though the 400 guy is the more enduring figure. I think Errol Spence beats Crawford, man, just straight up. The fact that Crawford gets hit by guys that are lesser, like this Benavidez guy, the fact that Benavidez can touch him with a gimp leg tells me Crawford has some serious holes in his game. He's a very talented guy. I think he's number one pound for pound. But I think against the 47-pound Errol Spence, there's nothing to expose. He's not what he's showing me. He's not a top level knockout puncher at 47. He's knocked out guys that are lower tier in house. Jeff Horn and Benavidez being the cases in point. I've yet to see something in Terrence Crawford that makes me think that he has a legitimate chance of staying in that fight 12 rounds with Errol Spence. And this is being honest. You know, he may surprise me, but at this point, I don't see it. You know, this is really how I feel about it. Well, that tequila hit me real now.
Yeah, let it hit you, man. Hey, Woo 36, Daddy, man. Let me go through these comments because I really on our chat. I really try to stay as close as I can to the chat room, man. So I'm gonna go back as far as Woo Daddy 36 says. Fanon, do you think Fury is acting out of character, out of nervousness? No, man. I think that's Fury's character, man. Fury's I fucks with Fury, dude. I like Fury. I ride with Tyson Fury. And I'm telling you, man, if Fury hadn't been out of the ring 2.5 years and had all that weight problems and all that, dude, I would be like, man, I don't know. This dude can fight, man. I like Fury. Fury's the truth, man. Fury's attitude, that's how he really is, man. And this is a fight with Fury. Fury and Deontay Wilder is a lot like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. for me.
I agree.
I can't tear down I'm not going to say shit bad about Deontay Wilder or shit bad about Tyson Fury because I think Tyson Fury is the real deal. But I think Deontay Wilder is the real deal.
I disagree with you on Fury, though.
Let me hold on a second, man. Just one quick. Let me finish. And then Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford is the same way. I think Errol Spence Jr. is the real deal. I think Terrence Crawford is the real deal. Go ahead, Warbreaker.
My bad, man. I still got to get used to pairing off with you.
Right.
Yeah. And plus, this damn tequila is 80 proof. So I'm good. But hey, this is the thing about Tyson Fury. Both guys haven't seen this particular fight style in each other. You got a guy, both of these guys are equally awkward. I would say that Wilder is far more athletically gifted. He's underrated on his timing. He's underrated on his jab. If Wilder establishes his jab in the fight, it could be problematic for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, his level of competition, his biggest litmus is Vladimir Klitschko, an aged 39-year-old Vladimir Klitschko who was more prone to hug and grapple than actually box. If you watch the Tyson Fury fight against Klitschko, Vladimir Klitschko was looking for the punch then the clinch. He couldn't clinch on Fury. He couldn't attach himself to Fury to do dirty fighting, is what he wanted to do. He wanted to score inside. With Wilder, he doesn't present that to Fury. Those punches are going to be coming from different angles. I think initially, prior to the first 3 or 4 rounds, the possibility is that Tyson Fury may present problems for him because of the awkwardness. But again, I think that awkwardness is going to be equally attributed to Deontay Wilder. And so I think once someone gets some timing down, a fight plan may be established. But I'm still going to go ahead and take Deontay Wilder in the first round with a KO, despite that.
I mean, I can respect it. Like I said, man, I'm not – when I asked that question, man, I wasn't answering like who I think wins the fight. I was talking more about, the question about the nervousness. And I think, dude, there's 4 people – all 4 of the fighters got one thing in common. With Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Terrence Crawford. None of them have lost.
Right.
All of them are used to being the boss in the ring, and all of them think that they can beat anybody there that they get in there against. And that's Anthony Joshua too. Even as much as I get on Anthony Joshua and get on Eddie Hearn and what they said and all that, Anthony Joshua can fight, dude. Anthony Joshua is not he's just not some punk they pulled up off the street. That dude can fight. So he might not be the type of cat that's out there talking. He might have been stupid not to take the money and, the whole Eddie Hearn or whatever. And I might report on the fact that Deontay Wilder thinks he's a coward. I don't know. I just want to see the fight. I want to see the fight. But I'm not going to be – Tyson Fury is the real deal, man. And he believes he's the real deal. And how it turns, only one dude's going to win that fight. I lean towards Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder is athletic. The dude hits hard, and he's very active. He's been very active. He's been in very deep, right? He's been in it. He's been in, I don't listen. I mean, these dummies that don't even, come on, man. Talking about, Deontay Wilder's not fought anybody in the top 10, as if that's even possible in the WBC. You have to fight somebody in the top 10 to win a championship, right? Just off its face, that's not true. But, people want to ride with shit. And that's what's pissing me off about this Errol Spence Jr. thing. And if y'all ain't checked out Ashley's Corner, check out Ashley's Corner. Check out a video that Ashley Corner in the Ldbc, a very, very good channel. Subscribe if you're not familiar with her. Check out the video that she made about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. This morning. At least I saw it this morning. It probably might have came out yesterday. I watched her video this morning. Check out what she had to say about it. I'm not going to steal her line, but there's a line in the middle of that shit that I was like, damn, she really hit that shit. She hit that shit dead on the head, dude. Stop hating on Errol Spence, man. I mean, you can, but I'm going to call it for what it is. You hating on Errol Spence. If you trying to tell me somebody's mother's cousin's sister's brother told you that they really don't want to fight, fuck out of here, man. Anyway, Carly Crush said Nate Jones from TMT said Errol Spence been drinking a lot. That's why he favors Bud. Hey, man, he's a trainer. He's been in the ring. He's been in the corner and in the training camp of one of the greatest fighters ever to put on gloves, who never drank, never smoked. My thought on it is Errol Spence Jr. is 28 years old. And I don't know how much he drinks. He ain't that old. You're not talking about what's going to happen to him when he's drinking and he's like 30. He's not like Kovalev. Kovalev's 34, 35 years old. That shit wears on your body over time. That could be a worry for Errol Spence Jr. when Errol Spence Jr. is 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 years old. But if this fight happens now, personally, I take it on the other side. I think that Errol Spence Jr. is going to do what the PBC wants him to do. I think Terrence Crawford is going to do what Top Rank wants him to do. And I think that more than likely, Errol Spence Jr. moved 154 pounds before he fights Terrence Crawford, which is unfortunate. But let me try to get through some of these comments, man, because I really hate that I'm way behind. All right, I got to stop at the bottom, dude. Oh, I missed a super chat, my man. Oh shit, how did I lose that? Hold on 1 second. It like disappeared. God. Oh, there you go. Amon Hunt, my man. He said, "Yo, Fanon, these guys are more comfortable with Bob Arum's lies than they are with Al Heyman's silence. EJ's plan for years is to unify, then fight TC. He's been saying that. They've been saying that. But some cats don't want. I mean, here's the thing, man. Like the comments that I heard on videos lately." Dude, just because you don't like what Black fight with K-Hope, I'll say K-Hope, so people might not necessarily associate with the channel right off. Just because you don't like the way that he reps his dude, don't mean you got to take a shit on his dude. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what he's been saying, and he's telling you the truth. He's not out there telling you some shit that ain't the truth. There's nothing that the dude has said that has been untruthful. So I just don't get it, man. But yeah, man, of course they some cats just want to. They just like you like Terrence Crawford. That's cool. Terrence Crawford can fight, dude. Terrence Crawford got a legitimate chance to win that fight. I'm not saying that he doesn't. Terrence Crawford can fight. You know, he got a hell of a lot better chance than I do. So I'm gonna give motherfucker his credit, dog. But come on, man, you ain't got to shit on Errol Spence Jr. to give Terrence Crawford his credit. And you're shitting on it. When you start calling him when you start calling the dude an alcoholic coward, dog, you don't think for a second that you might just be going a little too far with it? Like, what has he said that convince you that he don't think that he can beat Errol Spence Jr.? And I'm not talking about my man Blood, because I know what Blood's doing. Blood is rubbing it in people's nose that they're being hypocrites. They're like, look, you're being a hypocrite. Right? You saying this about Anthony Joshua, but you and I saying nothing about the fact that this fight ain't happening next. Best Fight, the best boxing wants to see the fight next. Blood boxing wants to see the fight next. And if he's gonna have to make an argument with you and shit on your fighter, he's gonna shit on your fighter. Hey, that's what he's gonna do. But come on, man. He's an alcoholic coward. Check yourself, dog. For real.
The thing is,
The thing is, you've had so many fighters
who've been great that has substance abuse problems.
Aaron Pryor, who abused cocaine.
The white Kwawi Muhammad, who did his thing.
You know, so that's irrelevant in the scope of things. How is he as a boxer? People are gravitating to anything in order to take some credibility from a fighter. At the end of the day, we can speculate all we want. We can go into the different reasons why we don't like a guy. But at the end of the day, when they fight, that's when we're going to see the real. When they fight, that's when we're going to see the rules change one way or the other, for or against. And so we recognize those Errol Spence haters and those Terrence Crawford haters and the guys that like them. It is what it is. It's a sport. People are going to favor one person or the other. At the end of the day, I just want to see great fights. I don't care about shit else.
A passive student. This is my email, man. Hit me up right now. I'll put you on, man. And other cats, if I didn't put you on, that's just because I haven't had enough conversations with you to know for sure. And I'm telling you, like tonight on a fight night, there's going to be a whole lot of clowns that are trying to get access to shit that are just going to try to fuck my channel over.
Oh, yeah. You trying to scream people.
If today, I mean, I know passive students, so I'm going to send passive students, send me an email. Oh, actually, I think, damn. Yeah, I can't just put it in there, man, because like I said, man, I had a nightmare of a day with on a fight night with cats that come watch live streams. Hey, Lewis Hinton, my man, much love in the super chat. Thank you, sir, for the support. And Michael Johnson, thank you. Said John Jones was whooping ass on cocaine and no telling what Strawberry was on. Who's Canelo?
Daryl Strawberry. Daryl Strawberry is on that super shit.
Oh, no, Strawberry. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, that's something that happens over a long period of time, man.
Yeah,
But
Daryl Strawberry got them. I sucked the table up as nostrils. So,
yeah, now see me, I look at what's going on over there, and I could be wrong, but everything I heard before this, other than the fact that the dude was drinking, they have a sip, is the dude's a fitness fiend.
right.
That's what I always heard. That's what I always saw between Blu-ray, the people that I know. Dude, my understanding was the dude is super strong.
The dude only eats turkey.
Works out like a monster, like year round. Him and Jamal work around hard work. Dude, them cats be going at it. It's not like he's sitting up there gaining 500 pounds. And he had a fight like that with a 10-pound weight, a rehydration clause, man. And I've seen Bud look fat now. Don't act like Bud ain't been fat between fights now. But I like Bud, man. It's tough in between the two.
I like Bud, bro. But the problem, this is what I was arguing on my show earlier, was the fact that I like Bud. I think he's number one pound for pound. But the fact is, when you think about Bud, you can't think of an adversary that's equal to Bud or that was significant enough for you to put Bud in a situation where you think of him at a high level. So, for a casual fan to judge a guy, if you look at Pacquiao Mayweather, they're going to judge Pacquiao Mayweather. But if you look at Bud, it's Bud and who? It's Bud and what? And so now Bud's at 47. So far, it's been Horn and Benavidez. It's not Horn and Crawford and Thurman, Crawford and Spence, Crawford and what's his name, Garcia and Porter. So at the end of the day, a great fighter is defined by his opponents. And so I think Bud Crawford is number one because he cleared the division. He was completely dominant in his division, but that was 40. Now it's 47 where you have prime targets who are prime fighters. And so to define his legacy, all the maneuvering and all of that stuff that's going around in the boxing business right now is detrimental to the sport. And so I'm sorry.
Pastor student?
Okay.
Hey, you gotta go into the Gmail. This is a different one. You gotta go into my Gmail. Like, send me your email and I'll send you a link. Send an email to me, and then I'll send you a link from that email. All right.
Yeah, but I definitely
What's
see.
up? I'm sorry, man.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, Pastor student was just sending me an email. You gotta send me. I was just telling him you gotta send me an.
I'm trying to be passive in this chat.
That's all right, man. Do your thing, man. It's all good, man. By the way, if y'all not subscribed to World Breaker Fighting, man, subscribe to World Breaker Fighting, please. But get this man over 1,000 subs so I can get this motherfucker a super chat every goddamn once in a while. You out there grinding, dog.
Hey, man, I got a Patreon coming up here soon too. I'm working on that today. So I'm trying to figure out the tiers.
Dale McElwain. You broke it down on Wilder's last 7 opponents of 5. They were all they were in the top 10. Of course they were. Man, these dudes are just, come on, man. I mean, I really have gone through it enough to know these guys that leave those comments really aren't boxing fans. Because, not boxing fans. I mean, they're boxing fans. But, like, there's some nuances to, like, the organization of boxing that, come on, man. BoxRec's top 10 is not a ranking system. Okay? Just to let you know, you can't look at what the ranking is of a guy today when he fought him 3 years ago. Okay, that's just lazy. That's just lazy. Deontay Wilder is not ranked in the top 10 of any of the major sanctioning body outside of the WBC. Deontay Wilder is not ranked by any of those organizations. So are you telling me that Deontay Wilder is not a top 10 fighter himself? Of course he is. But he's in the WBC. They don't rank champions. There are guys who are ranked in the WBC. Only rankings that matter are you're ranked relative to a champion. You have a champion, you got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number a million. Okay? Ring Magazine is not a ranking system.
No.
It is a fucking website. That's what it is. It's no different than if we did an LDBC ranking system. It holds no more. Hey, man, what's good, Santee? Bottom line, Santee, what's good? How you feeling, man? Oh,
So,
Emmanuel said, "Fanon for president." Dog, I do not feel like no, thank you. How about Fanon for billionaire? I'll take that
yeah.
shit. How about Fanon with billionaire with a whole lot of women in a harem? Can we do that?
Hey, polygamy is a form of marriage. Hey,
Don't let my wife.
I know. Hey, I don't tell my wife my views either.
Funny.
Shit.
Let me check. I'm sorry, man. I got to check my email to see if my man sent me an email. Hold on. Pat, because I got to make sure, because I'm, like I said, I'm sitting there sipping. So I got to see if Pat of Susan sent me an email. Not yet. I don't have the email yet, so can't do anything yet. Probably better, man. Send me emails, man. Anybody that wants to get on channel, send me an email now. So that way, if I want to send you an invite, it's already up there. All right. What's going on? Blue Blood Sports TV said the undercard is in action. Polygamy is natural.
They're right. Hey, listen, if you're a dominant alpha male, you should get all the females. Think about the bonobo in Africa.
Hey, dude, what the fuck, dude? Look, dude, come on, man. Racer X, are you the WBC president? He has one quality win.
Who?
Wilder got one quality win.
That is an utter lie and falsehood.
Dude, what is a quality win? People send these words, man. It's like, come on, man, no disrespect. You come through every once in a while. And honestly, man, I recognize your name. I don't know if you be tripping a lot or not, but one quality win is what? Winning the WBC championship is not a quality win. I thought that's what a quality win was. If you win a championship, it's a quality win, dude. If you defend your belt, it's a quality win. The dude has beaten 6 out of his last 8 fights have been against guys in the top 10. Bermain Severn is a world champion. Bermain Severn was the number one challenger was the number one WBC challenger. Gerald Washington was number 9 by the WBC. Why in the world is this? And then if I turn around and ask you who was Anthony Joshua's quality win, then Anthony Joshua got one quality win. Did you see how the fuck Joseph Parker? Did you see how Huey Fury looked today?
No, I didn't.
He looked like warmed over dog shit today.
He looked like a UK fighter. That's what you're saying.
Terrible today. But he did very well against Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker is the guy that didn't have much experience that you want to give Anthony Joshua a lot of credit for beating. Is Joseph Parker a quality win? The dude that just got beat up by Dillian White?
No.
Is Vladimir Klitschko a quality win? The guy that was 41 years old, had already been knocked out 4 times, had already been knocked out 2 other times or 3 other times, and hadn't fought, coming off a loss who ain't fought in 2 years? I would say it's a quality win because it's Vladimir Klitschko. But I could easily make some subjective bullshit ass argument that is not, that's not even a bullshit argument. It's actually a pretty damn good argument that it's not a quality win. So just respect the dude. And even it doesn't even matter. So what? He can still knock, if he still hits, I tell him, you tell me he can't fight, tell Anthony Joshua to stick his hands behind his back and stick his chin out and take one and see what the fuck happens. The ambulances will be waiting outdoors, okay? Y'all act like this dude can't fight. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I agree. People have a lot of expectations, and they're unrealistic in many cases. So I just have an expectation for the best to fight the best. I have an expectation for the business to be more concrete. I have an expectation for the sanctioning bodies to be governed in the manner of a government. So that's what I have an issue with the sanctioning bodies more than anything, because they're inconsistent, especially the WBC and the Suleiman regime, which is in its second generation of nepotism. So, that's really how I see it. Boxing needs a purge, and it's not the fighters. It's the people in management. It's the people who are sanctioning these fights. And like I said, I mean, I'm not shy about it. I'm an advocate for national governance over the sanctioning bodies in the U.S. You know, states aren't doing enough, in my opinion. Pretty much, they give the sanctioning bodies a go ahead. So, man, I like this damn tequila. I'm gonna shut up now.
Hey, passive student, I just sent you. I saw your email. I just sent you that link, man. I don't even like really talking about that, man, because that shit, like,
hello,
it's tough. It's what's going on, passive student? Yeah, I see you, man. You showing your face, dog.
What's good, man? How you doing? I
like
just got out of work. I just got out of work right now, man. So I'm good right now. I'm feeling great.
That's what's up, man. Oh, but look, man, it just real quick before I get to passive student, man. There is no structure that I can see other than nationalizing the state commissions. Like if you nationalize the state commissions where it's like not like the Nevada State Athletic Commission, New York State Athletic Commission, Texas State Athletic Commission, and all that, then that can happen. But the problem with that is that we're in a federalist system. And unless a power is specifically granted to the federal government, it lies with the states. So as long as you have the states running them, you're going to have a lot of different rules going on. It's kind of like, like the marriage debates and medical marijuana, stuff like that. It's like you're going to have Colorado's going to have it, but Texas will never have it. California has it. Illinois will have a split between it. So, New York probably won't have it. I would suspect that there's enough of the blue, there's enough red in New York City, in New York State to keep that from happening, but it is what it is. All right. So, hey, by the way, what's going on, Marlon So Icy Sims? Support my man Marlon So Icy Sims, man. It's a boxer in the house. What's good with you, passive student? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I just finished doing a project with the Nevada Day Parade that just happened right now. You feel me? I was just I had to take a bunch of pictures, do captions on them, send them to my NCO, my sergeant, because I'm in the military right now. And nothing, man. I just got back. I'm good. I've been following the chat. And real quick, me personally, with this situation going on between Errol Spence and Crawford, I think it doesn't make sense for people to shit on PBC just for this. Because in my opinion, if it wasn't for the PBC for several years now, we would not be getting some excellent content when it comes to boxing. You feel me? And all we would have is just the biased commentary from HBO. We would have ESPN, and a lot of the greatest fighters right now of our generation is fighting on the PBC, in my opinion. You feel me? I don't think Errol Spence is afraid of Crawford. I don't think Crawford is afraid of Errol Spence. I just think it's more of a situation where Errol Spence is trying to collect as much as he can. And he's trying to make sense of how all these fights are being set up. At first, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. At first, I was thinking, what the hell you doing, Errol Spence? This is your chance. You feel me? But now, doing more research, it humbles you. Doing research humbles you. And now I'm starting to think that it's not so much that because I don't see Errol Spence being cowardly like AJ at all. It's completely different. Completely different. I think it's more of a because I was listening to the interview with Black Fight Fan. It's more of I'm trying to make the best investments, but I'm still trying to be the truth. But I'm trying to be smart about being the truth. So that's how I see how Errol Spence is comporting himself right now. That's how I see it. Because before I was on the fence. I came on before, Fannin. I came on your stuff before with a different email. And I called you before and we spoke and we disagreed. I don't know if you remember.
What was the email?
It was JG Sosa. I came on as JG
Sosa.
Yeah. Yes, but the thing, and at that point, I was like really surprised, at that point. But then, the more you do research, the more you humble yourself. And I never thought that Errol was scared. I just thought that Errol was becoming bougie. Like, I'm making this money and I want to, collect these belts first before, you know what I'm saying? But I never thought because fear when you look at AJ. when you see AJ and they question him about Wilder, like you feel it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a coach that teaches at a boxing gym, and I like the point that you made. Like, just because you never boxed before doesn't mean you always. I mean, just because you box doesn't mean you're always gonna know what goes on in the sport. That was an excellent point you made, because I meet a lot of clowns who know boxing inside the ring, but they don't know shit outside of it. But other than that, I don't want to keep you going. I don't want to keep going on too long because I gotta let you guys talk. But I don't think
do you till your breath runs out, dog.
I bet. I don't think Errol Spence is afraid. I don't think Crawford is afraid. I think if we're looking at this from, let's say, for example, there's an analogy. If we're fighting a war, I think Errol Spence is trying to be a real strategist about how he's going to make the best moves and have the best advantage when it comes to this war. You feel me? I don't think it's really about fear. You feel me? And he hasn't lied. You know, at least he came out and said, this is what I'm going to do, and that's it. Like the point, going back to the point that Flanagan said, AJ said he wanted 50 mil on the spot. He'd take the fight tomorrow. He didn't take shit. Win the B side, brung in the 50 mil and handed the A side to Guap. And AJ didn't take shit. So in regards to that, that's why it's a completely different standard when you're talking about what Errol is doing and how he's conducting himself as far as making a fight with Crawford, and how AJ is conducting himself as a champion when it comes to making a fight with Wilder. That's how I see it.
Hey, Passive, how's the Royal Antidote books going for you, bro? At the top
Say
of the
that
show.
one more time.
I think it's Royal Antidotes.
The Royal Antidotes, I mean, it's kind of lame in my opinion. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you read the book, but it's just a lot of writings pertaining to royalty back in New England. I mean, not New England, in England, excuse me, like the Great Britain.
During the Renaissance era?
The middle is from the Middle Ages to now.
Okay.
Is basically the royalty talking to us, people writing on royalty from the Middle Ages to now. That's basically what it is. It's kind of lame, but it's informative if you want to learn that shit.
Hey, if it's required reading, I understand.
Yeah, it was required reading when I was because I'm currently going to school too. So
gotcha. I understand. My son's at West Point himself, so totally understand.
It says J1 Pro asks, do you think no fighter is ever afraid of another fight? Of course. I mean, right now, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Right now, I work with my head coach. His name is Cisco at the Tasmanian Boxing Gym, and I'm pretty much his assistant, more or less. I love the sport. And we have a fighter, and his name is Ivan Contreras. And boxing is a very, very if you don't have a strong will, it could be a very unnerving sport. You feel me? Like, you really need to have a strong steel will, more or less, in order to survive in this sport. And have there been moments when I worked with Ivan and he was nervous about opponents that he would face? Were there moments when I watched him spar against other fighters where he was looking like, oh, damn, this guy's pretty fucking tough, getting him with some shots? Of course. But at the end of the day, like, we only human. These fighters are not machines. They have feelings. So if any fighter, like, I understand sometimes when people say the boxer is at too high of a level to be fearful of anybody. To a certain extent, I understand that. But you can't speak for all fighters in that regard, because there are fighters, in my opinion, that are afraid of other fighters in the pro rankings. AJ looked like a scared dude. He looked like a scared, like, maybe he's not scared, but he looked like a scared dude, in my opinion. He looked like he's feeling the fear. You feel me? And he's going to dress up all of that fear with business talk, of course, because he doesn't want to come out looking like a fucking blatant coward, but he's going to dress it up with business talk. And that's just the bottom line. Let's keep it a buck. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, unfortunately, the business of boxing has overlapped the sport of boxing in many regards. And as people who sit and watch and wait, it's counterproductive to what we want to see. Thankfully we have individuals that keep us pacified in many ways, like Fanon, Black Fight Fan 78, that keep us going. I'm working towards that, but even I run out of things to talk about in boxing. It's redundant in many regards, because you're trying to find a way to keep this sport exciting, they need to work towards building this sport the way it used to be in the 1920s. And in the 1930s, it was a staple sport. It was one of the big three. In fact, it was one of the most popular sports. It was the most popular sport in the country. More popular than horse racing, more popular than baseball. So I don't think it'll ever reach that zenith again. But at the end of the day, we can at least work it up the top 10. I mean, I say it's a top 15 sport. How do you feel on that, Fanon?
About
boxing as a sport these days.
You caught me right in the middle of reading Curtis Anderson's super chat, man.
Oh yeah, my partner, Curtis Anderson, man.
What's good, Kyle? I don't have to type the response anymore. Yeah, well, let me tell you what I was thinking about that fear, man.
Bear was scared of Lewis. Yup, he's world breaker fan. Yup.
My dude, Curtis Anderson, man. Thank you, Bo One. I could be wrong, but on the surface, AJ has fear. That's just how it seems. And Curtis Anderson said, "You gotta, hey, passive student, hit that mute on your mic."
Oh, hold on, let me get that right now. Hold on.
Here, no worries. Here you go. Selden was scared of Tyson. Patterson was scared of Liston. Bear was scared of Lewis. Peace Fanon, World Breaker, and Fanon, and my man Passive Student. Look, man, I got people can cut that people ain't scared shit out because there are people play competitive chess are scared of the people they play chess against.
Right.
There are tennis players that see Serena Williams and get afraid and can't do shit. Yeah. Okay, and she's not even hitting them. Okay, so the fear is there, dude. Fear is a natural response, dude. You can call it nervousness, you can call it butterflies. It's apprehension, and it's a degree of apprehension. You know, so I mean, everybody deals with fear, man. You do fear at home. Like, how you going to pay your bills next month? You know what I mean? You be a grown ass man, I ain't afraid of shit, but lose your job. And tell me all of a sudden, shit, you ain't afraid about the house going bye-bye. You know what I mean? That shit's just how the shit happens, man. I mean, it is what it is. But my thing is, I can understand why people would support Terrence Crawford, why people would support Errol Spence, but just going overboard. And if I summarize what you're saying, and I'm okay, all right, like what is I know what Blood is saying. What Blood is saying is be consistent. And if you're going to be pressing other cats about fights, press Errol Spence Jr. about making a fight. We want to see the fight next. I don't want to hear about blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear about the business of boxing. I want to hear about this fight next. That's if I listen to everything Blood is saying, that's what I hear, and I agree with it. If I listen to what some other people are saying, I hear Errol Spence Jr. is a drunk coward that beats his wife and sodomizes dogs with baseball bats. Just get the fuck out of here, dude. Stop going overboard with shit. The dude said what he said. You don't like what he said. Stick with what he said and don't go over that shit. You not Blood. You know what I mean? Blood has been consistent. He's consistent. If you're going to try to overpush this dude, I'm gonna shit on the dude. And that's what he did. And I respect him for being consistent in that regard. Other cats jumping out there talking about, somebody's mother's cousin, sister's brother told you that they really ain't confident about whether they can win or not. There's all kind of people that go into fights. I guarantee you this. Well, I won't guarantee. I ask you this. If Errol Spence Jr. was offered $50 million guaranteed and $30 million for a rematch, do you think he would pass up a Terrence Crawford fight?
Never.
When that shit happens, compare it to AJ. Because that's literally what happened to him.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm done on that, man. But hey, much love in the super chat.
Man, this is the thing. The sport of boxing, I feel the sport of boxing is two different leagues. You have a USBL league, which is a developmental league, which is what I consider the UK and the Eastern European market, and some parts of the Latin American market, and then you have the NBA, which is the American boxing market. It's a different level of competition. It's a different level of athleticism. Now, what's happening is the USBL is winning the marketing battle of boxing, while the NBA is complacent. there's a book called From Good to Great. I forget the name of the author that explains complacency in business models, which he referred to. I'm starting to go. I'm starting to. I need to go back. I started to go my way, but basically, the book explains how businesses become complacent and feel that they are the marquee benchmark in a marketplace. And so they get complacent in that marketplace, and they don't see the marketplace passing them by. Kodak was one of the examples that they use in this book. So boxing is kind of taking this vantage point. You have the UFC, which is in the same arena as boxing. You also have the you also have boxing not adjusting to. You have boxing not adjusting to the marketplace as it is. People want instant gratification in this boxing market. People want great fights now. They don't want to wait for fights like they did back in the day, because this is not the time of the radio. This is not the time of syndicated television. Everything is live. You and I and Passive Fanon can go on live right now and conduct programming. We can conduct content. That's what we need in boxing. We need a closer proximity of fights that are more frequent. You can't do the Joe Louis days. You can't do the what do you call it? Man, I am tripping. Muhammad Ali days where people wait for fights. You can't build these fights up anymore. And so you have this old world thinking clashing with this new world thinking with the Heymans and with the Bob Arums and the Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearn is on a platform that's 20 years behind. And so he thinks he can drive the market by insinuating interest long-term and pushing fights back. It's going to be detrimental to his program, and it's suffering in the U.S. That's how I see it. Man, I'm really drinking, dude.
I love you, man.
Hey, I like it, though.
Hey, look, man, where we at? What's where we at? All right, look, man, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
I'm about an hour and 15, man. I know there's probably going to be some dudes that want to like actually cover this fight and do like the talk during the fight. Michael Johnson, man, what's good, man? He said complacency is what led Bob Arum and Golden Utensil Promotions to sue Heyman. Man, let me tell you, man, you know what got that shit? I'm going to tell you flat the fuck out. Racism got them fuckers. Because they thought not that, and here I'm not saying them being that, them expecting that out of society and thinking that if we try to sell Mexican fighters and Eastern European fighters, that the people that we want to sell to will like them better than they will black fighters. Because otherwise, if they hadn't done that, then they would have really went over the hill to try to sell Andre Ward. To me, Andre Ward is the example of that. And this in somewhere where some promoter really, really, really missed the boat. Because Andre Ward was everything that you wanted in a boxer. Everything. The dude, he didn't run around the ring and not fight somebody. He was a tough, rugged fighter. He didn't get into any trouble outside the ring. The dude was like ultra Christian. He was an Olympic gold medalist, and they would not sell him. And they would choose to sell Gennady Golovkin over Andre Ward, Kovalev over Andre Ward. If they would have sold Andre Ward, God dang, how good can you fucking be? You know what I mean?
Can I say something to that? Can I say something to that? Yo, listen, real quick. Andre Ward is my favorite fighter of the last generation, so I'm glad you brought him up. He, in my opinion, that's where HBO went wrong, and I agree with you completely, Fanning, because I just don't understand. Like, if you look at Ward's background, like where he came from, if you like the fights that he's been in, the accolades that he's picked up even before he became pro, like why wouldn't you buy into that? Like why wouldn't you let that sell itself? Why would you hurt your own like model and not keep a fighter like that? He even put out a great, in my opinion, the 10 Commandments of boxing, which I think every boxer should adhere to. And he's still being a positive role model for young fighters coming up after he retired. You feel me? So just the simple fact that HBO was complacent in regards to what my man's was talking about, World Breaker. And the Zone is following that model too. But HBO was complacent as fuck getting rid of Floyd. And they were complacent as hell, not realizing the greatness in war. This man challenged the number one hardest puncher at 160. That man didn't want no problems. My guy went up to 175 and he handled the hardest, most dangerous puncher who literally killed a man in the ring, not once, but twice, convincingly, in my opinion. That's all I got to say about that, man. Ward is the truth. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, man. And cats don't get. I mean, he should have been the easiest dude to sell, but there's a cat that just. Let me put this on here, man, because you know I always do my my Neely Fuller Jr. shout outs. A constructive black man doesn't sell. If he was out there acting a fool, if he's out there acting like a fool like Adrian Bronner, or getting in a bunch of trouble, or spending $18 million on a watch, or talking a bunch of shit so you can put a black hat on them, hey man, they'll be like, oh, we can sell this, we can sell that. I mean, it's hard to sell. It's hard to sell a young black man that acts like they got some sense. You know what I mean? And that's how I always saw it with him, man. But hey, let me get your last words, man, before we cut out on this. You want me to call you? Oh, by the way, it's Funan. Like Funan. You call me Fannin. It's Funan. But go ahead, man. Pastor Student. Let me know, man. Just wrap it up. Any thoughts you got?
All right. Me personally, real quick, I just think Danny Jacobs is going to take it. I won't be surprised if Derevyanchenko pulls an upset because, in my opinion, it's very hard. In some cases, especially when the fighter is real good, it's hard to identify when smaller fighters is going to catch the taller fighter with the overhand right. And it's harder for the taller fighter, in my opinion, to dip quickly enough to avoid that overhand right if he's not skilled enough in doing so. Much respect to Fanon, my foe with the name. And it's a pleasure being on this channel. You feel me? That's all I got to say.
Hit that mute, Passive. Oh, thank you. World Breaker?
Hey, man, it was a pleasure being on the show. Again, you're my guru. You know, you're the reason I started my channel. I patterned it after you. So, at the end of the day, I feel Derevyanchenko will pull it out. Even though I'm not betting against Danny Jacobs, even though I did bet you as far as pride goes. So I'll concede that. Now, as far as the state of boxing, hey, man, I'm going to put it like this. Your pocket correlates to their success. Control your pocket, they'll make better fights. Bottom line. Hey, if you want to check me out, come to World Breaker Fighting on YouTube. You can check me out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and other spots. We're growing. Fanon's behind me. Everybody else is behind me. Hey, we are a system of synergy in the Ldbc. We here to push the needle on boxing. So we're definitely here. We're definitely ready to get it going. And goddamn it, I'm damn near drunk. We out.
Hey, Zoe Knight, man. How you can't slip some shit in here like that and not me say something. Nazir, and now I'm gonna make my exit on this Zoe Knight thing. Nazir King, Eddie has changed UK boxing for the good, and he will do the same thing to American boxing. Trust me, he's no Don King or Aram. He pays fighters well on time. We don't need Eddie Hearn over here, man. Okay, we've got boxers. We don't need it. Just take him back over there. Let him help y'all out. We're fine, dude. Okay, like. Nobody asked the motherfucker to come over here, dude. And ain't nobody worried about him being over here. He's gonna, if he wants to have American fighter, if he wants to put on some fights, that's cool. But the dude is gonna be like Kathy Duva, man. Okay, it's just he's a Kathy Duva level promoter, and we don't, there ain't nothing wrong with boxing in America. Another promoter and another network, it just means that is that much harder to make fights happen. But I'll take American boxing over anybody's boxing any day. I mean, even as it is, I'll take American boxing over anybody's boxing. We've got the best fighters in the world. Every other country, if they have somebody that's a top fighter in the world other than Mexico, it's an anomaly. We expect our fighters to be the best in the world. If there's a heavyweight, the best American heavyweight, we expect to be the best fighter in the world. The best American welterweight, we expect him to be the best fighter in the world. That's what we need. If you want to help American boxing, give some money to some gyms. Okay? Pay some trainers, buy some gloves for some little kids, in low income areas, pay their way to go to amateur contests, buy them some headgear, contribute some meals, to their training. Other than that, we got it. We don't need help. We got television networks. We've got world-class trainers. What we need is somebody helping amateur athletes so that we can get the best athletes from football and basketball into boxing. And if we did that, that's how we can make American boxing better. We don't need you taking a cut of the pie, dog. Okay? Help amateur athletes. And then I might even be able to support you. Let me see Eddie Hearn. Well, go invest some of that $1 billion and renovate Crunk Gym. Go down to the city of Baltimore. Go to the go over there to the projects. I know they got projects in DC anymore. They've been so gentrified. Go there to South. Go down to the 5th Ward in Ward 7 in DC and drop $100,000 in them boxing gyms. Go drop some shit over there in DC, Maryland. Go drop some shit to the boxing gyms for the youth in Philadelphia. If you're not willing to invest in kids, shut the fuck up and kick rocks. Because the adults already got it handled. Terrence Crawford already knows how to fight. He's already a millionaire. Adrian Bronner already knows how to fight. He's already a millionaire. Gervonta Davis already knows to fight. He's already a millionaire. Go help the little kids who are amateurs that don't know whether or not they're going to be able to get a new pair of shoes, or whether or not that they're going to be able to get a jump rope, or whether or not they're going to be able to pay the rent in the gym that they're in. Because if you're not willing to do that, fuck you. You're not interested in American boxing. Do that shit and impress some fucking body. Anyway, with that, I'm out. Any more words for anybody?
Hey, real quick, you going to be doing a play-by-play?
No. I'm going to do a drink by drink and listen to somebody else do that shit.
Okay, I'm going to do a play-by-play at 9 o'clock on the Jacobs fight. So if you want to stop, I'll send you a link if you want to stop in. So
that's what's up. Hit me up.
All right.
All right. With that, I'm out. Peace.
All right, cool.